Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to make some bold predictions in regards to the up and coming premium live event Survivor Series War Games. But before we get into the juicy stuff, as always, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. So let's get to it.
Let's kick things off by talking about the recently added triple threat match for the United States title. Now, WWE, in a way, have kind of booked themselves into a corner with this one because somebody has to lose. It shouldn't be Lashley. Lashley has been booked like an absolute weapon this year. He's held his own against the likes of Brock Lesnar, for crying out loud, so no way should it be Lashley. Seth frickin' Rollins has been the gatekeeper for WWE this year. He took 3 losses to Cody Rhodes. He's put so many superstars over, and you could argue he's the only superstar on the roster who has Roman Reigns' number psychologically. Just look back to the Royal Rumble. Remember, he didn't get his rematch there, so if he's going to be a credible challenger again for Roman Reigns, you can't have him lose, especially to an Austin Theory, or even just losing to Lashley at this stage. Like, you've got to keep him booked strong. Now, I appreciate he's going to have to lose the belt at some point to challenge Roman. Well, he doesn't have to, but kind of logically it makes sense. And then, of course, you've got Austin Theory, who is getting a bit of a rebuild with his character. This is a fresh, violent, aggressive Austin Theory. To have him lose now is just going to add fuel to the fire, I guess. So I can only see the logical option here is Seth frickin' Rollins wins, pins Theory through some form of controversy. And then, maybe at a later date, or maybe just an addition of Raw down the line, Theory gets the United States title off Rollins and has a long reign with it. Like, that's the way Theory could be booked really well. Just give him a lengthy US title reign, and then he can talk about how he was the longest United States champion of all time, or whatever it may be. Keeps him out of the main title picture for a while, but builds and elevates the character moving forward. So I'm going with Rollins for the W. Next up, we got AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Now, this promises to be an absolute classic. These two have got so much history, so much chemistry in the ring. This is going to be a premium quality match. You can guarantee that. Now, if I had my way, I'd book Styles to win because I'm a bigger fan of AJ Styles than I am of Finn Balor. However, I genuinely believe that Finn Balor is going to be the one victorious. They're going to keep Judgment Day strong. Now, I do not want to see Edge come back again. Not because I don't love Edge, just because he is coming back more times than Big Show switched between face and heel. And he just doesn't need to come back again and interfere. Like, that is definitely ran its course. Just have a decisive victory from Finn Balor. Keep it simple. There'll be interference from both sides in the OC and Judgment Day. We know that. But you can't have a guy refer to himself as the devil himself without backing it up. And arguably behind the scenes, Triple H is really behind the Finn Balor character and wants to push him into the main event scene. What better way to do that than to get a decisive victory over AJ Styles? So I'm going with Finn Balor for the victory. Next up, we got Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi for the SmackDown Women's title. Now, I can't pretend to be excited about this. I really can't, because as much as I like Shotzi, she's not going to beat Ronda Rousey. This is just going to be another person fed to Ronda. And this Ronda Rousey title reign, hate to be Nigel negative, but it's a bit dull, isn't it? It's a bit lacking. It seems that WWE, in a way, are just holding off for WrestleMania and a big match between her and Becky. And I can't see anybody, until that time, taking the belt off Ronda, which makes it pretty underwhelming in the main event title scene in the women's division on SmackDown. So I'm going with Ronda. I can't see it going any other way. Next up, and this is where it starts to get a little bit juicy, the Survivor Series War Games matchup between Team Bianca and Team Bayley. Now, on time of recording this video, we still don't know who the 5th member is on Team Bianca. I'm assuming it's going to be either Becky Lynch or Candice LeRae. We could see a shock return from Tegan Nox or a Chelsea Green potentially, who knows. But one thing is guaranteed for sure. There's going to be twists, there's going to be turns, there's going to be shenanigans, there's going to be betrayal and a lot of violence. So this is going to be cool. Now, in terms of match outcome, I'm actually going with Team Bianca, but I think there's going to be a swerve from Alexa Bliss, and I think there's going to be a swerve from Nikki Cross. And imagine as a plot twist that those two all along were in sync, and we see a dark turn from both. We've already seen a dark turn from Nikki Cross, and with the Uncle Howdy teases, maybe we get more from Alexa Bliss. But I'm going with Team Bianca, and maybe they hold off with these betrayal angles till after Survivor Series, specifically maybe with Alexa Bliss. But I definitely feel like Bliss is going to turn on Bianca at some point. It's only a matter of time. Looking forward to seeing Rhea Ripley and Mia Yim beat the living daylights out of one another. Oscar and Io Sky, I always love the chemistry that those two have. I'd love to see a matchup between those two at WrestleMania. That would be cool. That's definitely on my wish list. But I'm going with Team Bianca for the victory, although there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. That brings us on to the War Games main course. The Brawling Brutes plus Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. And this is going to be storyline telling at its finest. There's a reason why Kevin Owens has been interjected into the matchup, because of one man, the honorary Uce, Sami Zayn. And I feel this is going to be some mind manipulation from Roman Reigns. You know full well that Sami Zayn does not want to fight Kevin Owens and vice versa, and Reigns is going to make him do it. I would go as far as to say we could see Sami Zayn pin Kevin Owens through the Roman Reigns influence, and over time we see gradually the seeds planted for Sami Zayn to make his way out of the Bloodline, because he wants to stay loyal to his friend Kevin Owens. And I can definitely see at WrestleMania Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos, and them taking the tag team titles after all this time. Imagine the pop. I don't think they're going to go the full hog and have Sami Zayn win the Rumble or something like that and dethrone Roman Reigns. Although I think there's stake, and there's definitely a claim as to why Sami could be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. I think the stock is in this Kevin Owens storyline and involving with the Bloodline. It's the perfect time to plant the seeds for that storyline moving forward, and it's going to be so interesting. Be interesting to see Solo Sikoa in one of his first main events on the roster, so that'd be quite cool to see that, how that works out. Of course, McIntyre, you know there's going to be violence. With the Brawling Brutes, you know there's going to be violence. This is right up their street. They fight anytime, any place, they're up for it. But I do believe that the Bloodline are going to be victorious here, but this is just the start in the Sami Zayn storyline involving the Bloodline and Kevin Owens. So there we have it. There's my predictions for all the major matchups on the Survivor Series card currently. Now, I'm sure there's going to be matches added. In regards to Bray Wyatt and Survivor Series, I've got a separate video coming up on that on Thursday of this week, so stay tuned and ready for that. But as always, get down in the comment section, share your thoughts and opinions of what you think are going to be the match outcomes, and as always, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new.